It's 5:30 in the AM, live, we'll check in. Make sure I got the plug in, wait in line to put in back.
Hey fishing fans out there, it's your boy Nick Whittemore here. Subject of today's video is going to be over how to get started in, or how to enter into getting into tournament fishing. I was out, I had an hour or two to burn yesterday, so I was out the local lake here in San Angelo. And I was bank fishing, just throwing swim jigs and flipping around. The water's 3 or 4 foot high right now, so it's kind of up in the grass. Just what I love to fish. Anyway, guy comes over, he's talking to me. He's like, hey man, you look like you know what you're doing. All this stuff. And he's like, man, you got a lot of tackle. I was like, well, I said, well, I'm an amateur. I tournament fish as a co-angler, hoping to make it a career one day. And he was like, oh, great, awesome. He's like, how do you get started on all that? So I figured I'd do a video real quick on how to really just get started into tournament fishing. Okay, so there's a lot of different avenues you can take. All right, you can go to the local, if you have a lot of big lakes right now, up around like Lake Fork, Ray Hubbard, those type of lakes, or even here in Nasworthy, and over down in Austin, it's Lake Travis. A lot of these have bass clubs. Big lakes like that are going to have bass clubs, 2 or 3 bass clubs, okay, and then they're going to have weekly, nightly, or weekend tournaments and stuff like that. So those are ways to kind of connect with other guys, other anglers, and really learn and kind of get in for cheap. I mean, those entry fees, $60, $70. Usually they're team tournaments, so you kind of need to know somebody. But those are ways to kind of get involved with that, all right? Another way, the way that I went through was by suggestion of my good buddy, FLW Tour Pro Cody Kelly, was through FLW, all right? FLW is a great organization, okay? They have the FLW Tour. It's right on the same level as Bassmaster, okay? The FLW Cup, it's amazing, all right? It's the mecca of bass fishing, as they say. So FLW, they have many levels, all right? I kind of go through that on one of my videos on what to expect, but the level I fish is the Bass Fishing League, all right? They also offer high school and college fishing, all right? So these are ways to kind of get your kids, your grandkids into fishing, all right? And it preserves the sport, all right? With FLW, basically, like I said, I do the VFL. You can go to FLW Fishing, all right? FLWfishing.com, all right? And you go in under tournaments, follow down to BFL. Now, with the BFLs, it's one-day tournaments, most of the times on Saturdays, all right? One-day tournaments for co-anglers, as I am, it's $110, okay? $110 entry fee, and you can win up to almost $250 or $2,000, $2,500, even $3,000 sometimes, just depending upon how big the field is. They usually pay about 20% of the field. So if 100 boats enter, it's the top 20 get checks, okay? Of course, if you're 20th, you're going to get your entry fee back. However, that's how I suggest you get started is find your local bass club where you're not investing a whole lot of money in entry fees. Now, if you have a boat, that's great, but you don't necessarily have to have a boat with FLW. FLW, as a co-angler, you pay the $110 entry fee, okay? All right, then when the tournament was running, you pretty much just show up. They pair you with a random guy, random boater, so you don't know who it is, and you show up with your gear and go fishing, all right? They put you around fish. You get to fish out of a nice, $20,000, $30,000 bass boat. And and you get to learn a lot. You learn a lot as a co-angler. What kind of baits to throw in certain situations around certain structures, and that type of stuff. You can really learn a lot from your boater, and that's what I really encourage people to do, to start out as a co-angler and work your way up, because you learn a lot of different things about fishing that way. That's what I've done for the last couple of years. I'm planning to do it for probably another year or so until I can get a boat and move up to the front of the boat. But like I said, with that, you learn a lot as a co-angler. It's not super expensive, okay? Some of these entry fees, like the next level up, it's almost $400. It's like $400, and even on the tour, it's $800 as a co-angler. So you're talking most of the time $110 entry fee, gas money to get to where you're going, maybe a hotel room, and then gas money at the end of the day to give to your pro. And you learn a lot. I always come off the lake, even on some of these past tournaments where I've zeroed. All right. I come off the lake with a lot of knowledge. I'm like, oh, I know how to do this now. I can go to this lake and really tear them up now because I learned this certain technique, okay? They have many divisions, okay, with the Bass Fishing League. All right, there's buku. Usually there's one per state. So I know, like, there's the Arky division for Arkansas, the Cowboy division for Texas, all right, the Bama division for Alabama, Mississippi, Michigan, the Great Lakes, Bulldog for Georgia, Gator for Florida, those type of things like that, okay? Okie for Oklahoma. there's a lot of different tournament settings there, and they all kind of go to a few different lengths. Okay, so that's the way I suggest you get started. Go into FLW, you buy a membership. I think it's like $42 or something for a year. You get a nice little hat, and make sure it's a competitor one. And then you sign up for these tournaments, all right? It's a great way to learn. It's a great way to get involved with just some good competition, okay? So do that. Go check. I say, all right, so let's review here. Let's just go back. Check out your local bass club. See if you can get in on those, all right, if you have a buddy or something. And then go check out FLW, all right? BASS also offers Weekender, Elite Series, Weekender Series, whatever, however they're said. I fished a few of those too, but there's not a whole lot of co-anglers with that. I think the two that I did, I was the only co-angler, so it's kind of awkward. But with FLW, like I said, there's great ways to get involved. I've always had great boaters, great guys, teach you a lot. You learn a lot from them, and they don't backboat you, or they're not really a lot of jerks in there. So great guys, great camaraderie, and you learn a lot. All right. Like I said, also check out FLW for high school fishing, how to get one, read up on that, how to get one started at your local high school for your son or daughter, whoever, and even the college fishing, okay? So check those out. Go to flwfishing.com. Check it out. All right, check me out on here, YouTube. Subscribe to my page. I got a lot of good videos up. I'm gonna get a lot more up as well. All right, check out my buddy FLW Tour Pro, Cody Kelly, CodyKellyFishing.com, Cody Kelly on Twitter and Facebook, and even here on YouTube. All right. So hope that helps you out. Get involved. Get out there on the water. Practice, practice, practice. All right. Good luck and tight lines out there.
Feel a little tug and I lower the boom. Flip her up in the boat, she'll go a little over two. Pop out the hook, drop her in the live well. Pretty good start, but you never